Booker T's reaction is everyone's reaction to the insane table spot tonight in the main event. Trick Williams versus Javon Evans. Trick would catch Javon on a springboard, push him backwards through the announce table. Javon totally going over the top of it, threw it with his legs, back of his head hitting the mat. Corey Graves just got out of the way. Absolute insane spot. One of the best table spots I think I've ever seen. The match was absolutely incredible. Trick and Javon just have so much good in-ring chemistry. But it would be Mike Santana causing a distraction for Trick Williams that would allow Javon Evans to pick up the win, which means it's going to be Javon versus Oba at Heatwave. Do you know what? I think it's Javon's time. Could Javon be the one to dethrone Oba Femi? This is things you might have missed from WWE's NXT. Make sure you hit the like button, and if you are new to the channel, hit the subscribe button too. NXT was in Philly tonight, and I think this is one of the best things to talk about first. The arena for tonight. It was actually a theatre, and genuinely, I thought it looked really cool. I actually like that there was a space between the stage and the fans, although I do think we probably could have fit a few extra rows of people in, but we saw that space utilised in the very first match. The crowd, the main crowd at least, were far away from the ring, but the noise seemed to travel well. So they had them mic'd up, they had microphones probably around the theatre as well, and the sound was perfect on TV. And this is what it looked like from the fans' perspective, obviously with the cameras far back, so it looks a bit weird, but you can see the screen is actually behind the ring. So if you are sat at the back and you can't see the action in full, you can still see it on the screen and follow it on the screen, which I think was a really good idea by WWE. Being in Philly, though, of course, NXT had to kick off tonight with a Philadelphia street fight between Yoshiki and Amora and Josh Briggs. And this was so much fun. Just what you expect. Guardrails, chairs, sticks, tables, and it was a moonsault through a table that would allow Josh Briggs to pick up the win. Super happy though, look at this picture here. You can see Briggs just got his hands down because he come up short on the moonsault just. And of course he would have spiked head first into the mat. So very good that he was able to get those hands down. That could have been disastrous. After the match though, there was a moment when Ricky Saints was making his entrance for his match that he came face to face with Josh Briggs. Could this be a hint at something coming in the future? Josh Briggs won his match and so did Ricky Saints tonight, defeating Jasper Troy. It was a fun little match, nothing wrong with it at all. I do wish that there was more of like a decisive finish. I feel like just the Tornado DDT wouldn't really end Jasper Troy, but it is what it is. But I come back to the stare down between Ricky and Josh. Could this actually be some kind of feud or something? Because it's a bit weird to do this if this doesn't result into something. Do you know what I mean? A nice, really good promo from Jordynne Grace tonight as she would talk about her love of wrestling and how, you know, she thought her wrestling friendship could have been different to all the other ones in professional wrestling. By the way, her new theme song, It Still Sucks. I really hate it. And do you know what? The theme song itself isn't even the worst part. That first line of, "It's not over until I win." What is that about? Please get rid of that. That is so Def Rebel. It's so bad. I hate it. Please at least get rid of that line. If you're not going to change the theme song, that line has to go. As we expected though, Blake Monroe would come out, but she was flanked by 4 security guards and a contract in her hand. This was advertised. We knew that Jordynne and Blake had to come face to face tonight in the ring ahead of Heatwave. And, well, let's just say things got interesting, as Blake Monroe has a contract drawn up saying that if Jordynne touches her, then the match at Heatwave is off. So, of course, Jordynne Grace would take out the security. Who saw that one coming? This guy did, the smartest security guard in WWE history, because he didn't stay there and get punched in the face. He literally just ran away. Good. Exactly what you should do. This is where it gets interesting though, because then Jordynne Grace grabbed the hand of Blake Monroe, who was holding the microphone, to then say at Heatwave, "I'm going to show you ugly." You're not allowed to touch her. You've just laid hands on her. Blake Monroe should be kicking off. This match at Heatwave shouldn't be happening because of Blake's contract. I'm sure they're not going to do that, FYI. But they totally should. You can very clearly see in this picture that Jordynne Grace's right hand is actually holding the arm of Blake Monroe. Don't give me some BS stipulation if you're not going to follow it through. This match should be cancelled. Jordynne laid hands on Blake Monroe. The Elegance brand from TNA was on the show tonight in 6-women tag team action, taking on Fatal Influence. They were very unhappy that Masha Slamovich was the official for tonight's match, and maybe there was a reason to be, as Masha got distracted. Ash by Elegance, the former Dana Brooke, had this match won after a swanton bomb to Jasmine Nix. It didn't work out that way though. JC Jane would take advantage, pick up the win, pinning Ash by Elegance. Fatal Influence stand tall. When was the last time that we saw Fatal Influence fight as a trio? I actually can't remember. This match happened tonight though to hype up Heatwave this Sunday, as JC Jane will defend the TNA Knockouts title against Masha and Ash by Elegance in a triple threat match. We had a peace treaty tonight as Team Canada, Chelsea Green and Ethan Page came face to face with Team USA, Tavion Heights and Tyra May Steele. I'm still convinced that this has happened because of the real life events going on in the world right now and all the talk of peace going on. WWE is going to upload this to all social media platforms and it's going to be recommended to you based on the news, isn't it? Well, let's hope the real life events is actually more successful than what we witnessed tonight, because of course things would break down and the general manager Ava would have enough, coming out and announcing a mixed tag match for Heatwave, so that's going to be cool. Why is it though, when you're an Olympic athlete in WWE, you have to use the ankle lock? Like, can they not have any other submission moves? Please, WWE. Tavion and Tyra would stand tall tonight. Will they do the same Sunday at Heatwave? Lexis King would apologise tonight to Miles Bourne. This has been an ongoing feud for a while now. Lexis King saying it can't be easy to be a wrestler who's deaf and blind. Miles Bourne was like, I'm not blind. And Lexis King was like, you are now. And of course, sprayed him with some mace. Not gonna lie, this is probably one of the best Lexis King segments I've seen. Really interesting. Sol Ruka kind of teased that maybe she's going to start defending the Women's Speed Championship. That's interesting because Speed, a show on X, actually seemingly got cancelled. They haven't recorded anything for it for ages, and they've not been broadcasting it on a normal Wednesday time slot for a couple of weeks now. So maybe they start defending the belt on NXT. It would be Lainey Reed, though, that kind of sort of stirred that pot a little bit. Obviously in reference to JC Jane being a fighting double champion. Last week we asked a question about Lainey maybe joining Fatal Influence. It looks like that could still be a thing. At Heatwave on Sunday, Hank and Tank will defend the NXT tag titles against 2 members of Dark State. I really like Hank and Tank, but I do think this should be a Dark State victory. Tonight though, it was Cutler James giving a warning to Joe Hendry that you don't want Dark State behind you. What is it, man? What is it with the innuendos with Cutler James? Every single week, there's something referencing a bum. That's what it is. Every single week. It's absolutely hilarious. But you got to ask the question in all seriousness, though. Is this going to be like the catalyst that actually kicks him out of the group? Because the other members seemingly aren't happy when he does it, right? Decent show tonight, considering it's a go-home for this Sunday for Heatwave. So you got to take that into account. For me, a very respectable 7.5 out of 10. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. If you are new to the channel, hit the subscribe button, like the video, share the video, and I'll catch you as always next time. Peace!